Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Chrysler Arena in Ann Arbor, Michigan, home of the University of Michigan women's gymnastics team and site of tonight's fierce matchup against the #1 ranked University of Georgia Bulldogs. I'm Ben Hummel. Joining me, as always, the lovely Shanna Dugan. Shanna, it's #1 Georgia. They're ranked #1 in every event except for balance beam, where they're second. Their average is over a point above Michigan's throughout the season. Can Michigan beat them on talent alone? If Georgia's on tonight and Michigan's on, can Michigan win, or does Michigan need Georgia to kind of have an off night?
Actually, Ben, I definitely think that we can. I mean, it's like I say, every meet, it's anyone's night. Any meet, you know, you hit. It just all depends what the judges have to say.
Terrific. Well, stick around, folks. We'll have some exciting action coming up right after this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to University of Michigan women's gymnastics against Georgia. We're going to get right into the action here. We're going to start off with Lauren Merkovich performing her handspring front pike.
And this vault, remember, is not out of a 10 start value, so it is impossible for her to score a 10 on this.
Yep, we saw her run by. It's out of a 9-9.
And that was great. Just a small hop on the landing.
And the judges give her a 9.75. Georgia is on bars to begin the meet, and we start out with Ashley Kupets. Whoa, starts out with a full twisting reverse hecht.
That's not a common move that you see these days, but it's really nice to see her do it.
We come right up to her dismount here, and it'll be a double tuck.
And that was a great routine. Nice handstand work, very clean.
The judges gave her a 9.8. On to Lindsey Bruck for Michigan on the vault. This is a Yurchenko full.
A slight pike down on the landing, but a nice stuck landing for Lindsey.
Great value there, 9.875. Good way to start out for the Wolverines. Up now for Georgia on bars is Nikki Childs. The release move there, a Ganger. Ooh, and now a Pack Salto. It's fun seeing some of these visitors come in and perform some moves that we're not used to seeing, Shanna.
Yeah, that is. It's very nice to see.
Nikki sticking her double tuck dismount. The judges give her a 9.850.
It was a great routine.
Up now for the Wolverines on vault is Carol McNamara performing her Yurchenko full.
Another stuck landing for the Wolverines on vault. They're looking great here tonight.
That's absolutely terrific, a 9.900. Now we'll see Jenny Diley performing a Yurchenko full on the vault for Michigan.
Man, Michigan is on tonight.
That is fantastic. The judges give her a 9.950. Unbelievable vaulting here by the Wolverines, who are not generally as good on vault as they are on other apparatus. Up now is Katie Heenan for Georgia, she's performing on bars. Katie's dismount will be a blind to a double front.
And just a slight step, but very clean routine.
The judges give her a 9.825. Up now for the Wolverines, freshman Tatiana Rego performing her Yurchenko full.
Slightly lower on the landing than the other girls, but it was overall a great vault.
A 9.775 for Tachi. And now Kelsey Erickson for the University of Georgia performing on bars.
Kelsey's brother actually attends the University of Michigan.
She performs a reverse hecht there. Yeah, we actually met him when we were at Nationals last year in Auburn.
Yeah.
He's a nice guy. She performs a blind to a straddle Jaeger there. Her dismount's a little bit different, something we don't see a lot at Michigan, a double Arabian dismount.
And a very unique and very well done dismount.
9.900 for Kelsey. Now up is Katie Lieberman performing a Yurchenko full.
And just a slight step on that landing.
The judges give her a 9.850. What a terrific performance by the Wolverines. Up now, Courtney Kupets. Right off the bat here, kipped handstand on the low bar, toe Shapashkinova. Very interesting move. Courtney Kupets, of course, former Olympian. And a lot of air on that reverse hex. Got a double layout coming up.
And a beautiful routine.
And a 9.975 from the judges means one judge thought that was a perfect routine. Absolutely fantastic. Michigan on vault looking very solid, the best they've done on vault all season so far. And Georgia on bars looking very strong as always, as you would expect from the number one team. When we come back after the break, we'll have the scores. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. University of Michigan, number 9 in the country, facing the Georgia Bulldogs, number 1 in the country. And we're tied after the first rotation. Jenna, what do you think?
I am so impressed by Michigan's vault. They've really stepped it up here tonight. Georgia's a very strong team on bars, and to tie them on vault is unbelievable.
Fantastic. We're going to start the second rotation. Georgia on vault with Megan Dowlin performing Yurchenko full.
And that was a very nice vault.
The judges gave Megan a 9.775. And up first for the Wolverines on bars is Nellie Kipley. And a reverse hex. Coming up, a double layout.
What a routine by Nellie. That was amazing.
Nice way to start out the second rotation, a 9.800 from the judges. And up now for Georgia on the vault is Katie Heenan.
And a nice vault.
That was Yurchenko full, and she's worth a 9.875. Up now we've got Tatiana Tina-Rego on bars for Michigan.
Tachi, just a freshman from Miami, Florida.
Tachi, of course, saving her release element towards the end. This will be a Genger. And she'll have a double layout for dismount.
And just a tiny hop. Great routine by Tachi.
And the judges give her a 9.825. Up now is Ashley Kupets, sister of Courtney Kupets, performing Yurchenko half-on front pike off.
Oh, wow. Nice duck landing. That's very nice to see a different vault.
The judges gave her a 9.875 as well. And up now we see Lindsey Bruck for the Wolverines on bars.
Lindsay's always a very strong competitor for the Wolverines on bars.
One of the girls that competes in the all-around, and she's got a double layout dismount.
And also just a tiny hop.
9.8 from Lindsay. Moving right along to Kelsey Erickson for Georgia, performing Yurchenko full.
And another great landing on vault.
9.950. You can see why Georgia is ranked number 1 in the country on vault. We've got Jenny Diley now for the Wolverines on bars. A nice Jaeger. Straddle back handstand. Jenny's dismount is a full twisting double back.
Oh, wow. Nice routine by Jenny.
And that's a 9.850 for Jenny. Up now we see Courtney Kupets for Georgia. This is Yurchenko half-on, front pike off.
And what a vault.
Another 9.950. Unbelievable vault scores for Georgia. Lauren Merkovich now for Michigan on bars.
Lauren was an All-American on the uneven bars last year at NCAAs.
And the Ganger right there. Lauren's dismount is a full twisting double layout.
And also just a tiny hop on the landing. Great routine.
9.875 from the judges. And now we move along to Tiffany Tolnay for Georgia on vault. This is Yurchenko full.
And Tiffany is a freshman from Grapevine, Texas. Oh, no, slightly over-rotated.
And the judges give her a 9.825. Up now for Michigan on bars is Becky Bernard. Good to see Becky back in the lineup at home for Michigan.
Yeah, she was out with a broken foot for the first half of the season, but she's back.
Unbelievable. It's great to have her back. If you remember the very first meet of the season, she scored a 9.950, and she's only a freshman. Definitely a lot of potential here. Her dismount is a double layout.
And a nice back landing. She had a little bit of problem in the middle of the routine, but covered it up nicely.
9.850. And performing an exhibition now is Carol McNamara. Of course, since this is an exhibition, this will not count towards the team total.
And that straddle back that you just saw was supposed to go to handstand, so she will be deducted points for that.
Double layout dismount.
But a great stick on the landing.
And the judges give her a 9.550. Here we see the scores for Michigan on bars. Any surprises, Shanna?
Nope, Michigan always a solid team on bars. It's nice to see every score being above a 9.8. That's what they needed. They really worked their dismounts, and it was great.
And here we see Georgia on vault. Unbelievable. I don't even know what to say about this. Just very, very high scores.
Yep, they had some great vaults, some different vaults, and some stuck landings.
Well, when we come back right after the break, we'll have the overall scores and more gymnastics. Welcome back to the University of Michigan Gymnastics, everybody. Facing number 1 Georgia, Michigan is only behind by about 0.3 of a point. Shanna, are they still in this?
Absolutely, Ben. I mean, beam's a tough event. If you stay on, you're going to score high, but, you know, Georgia has to go to beam, and so does Michigan.
Terrific. Beam will probably be the decider for both teams. Nellie Kipley kicks things off here for the Wolverines on beam. Georgia will be on floor this rotation. And although we've got alternating performances, and we'll try to show you as many routines as possible for Georgia, but due to time constraints, we're going to have to cut out just a few of them. We'll try to save the best ones for you. As I said, Nellie Kipley on beam, a nice kick over front, and right into a little wolf jump. Now, Shanna, talk to me about how they put some of these moves together. There are combinations?
Yes, actually, you have to have certain combinations for bonus in your routine, and if you connect certain skills, they'll be worth more than, you know, other ones, and you have to combine acrobatic skills with dance skills for bonus.
Tremendous, and doing that all on a 4-inch wide beam. They make it look so easy sometimes. Nice switch leap into a straddle jump.
And Nellie's been a very consistent performer on the balance beam for the Wolverines. She leads off bars, beam, and floor for their Michigan.
And her dismount, a back handspring, layout, full.
And a great landing for Nellie.
She scores a 9.850. Up now, Jenny Diley performing on the beam. Nice tuck front.
Now, usually Carol McNamara leads off the balance beam for Michigan, but Becky Bernard will be competing tonight in the 5th spot, so it's nice to see her back on beam as well.
Interesting to see them change things up a little bit. It definitely speaks to Becky Bernard's talent and what Coach Bev Plotke thinks she can perform and what she thinks she can score. Carol's an excellent beam performer. That was a sheep jump right there. One of my favorite jumps on beam.
There's a slight wobble on that.
Full turn, something required by everybody. Switch leap, straddle jump.
She seemed a little off on that switch leap, but covered it up nicely with the straddle jump.
And her dismount coming up here. A gainer layout full.
And a beautiful landing. Nice routine by Jenny.
Another 9.850 for the Wolverines. And we move into Audrey Bowers, who's on the floor for Georgia. Her first pass is double pike.
Slightly soft in that landing, but it was a nice height on the double pike.
And her second pass, that was a whip half Rudy. And I believe this is the chicken dance. Now, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but I don't fully appreciate any gymnastic routine that involves dance moves that I can do, because really I'm not the best dancer.
I think she's trying to get the crowd into it, and she did get a laugh out of it. However, I agree. I don't think it's a classy way to do it.
Well put. We'll go ahead. This is a little bit better. Just kind of gets the crowd into it, but the chicken dance, not a big fan. I'm sorry, Audrey. Her last pass here, a 2.5 twist.
And that has some good difficulty in that routine and some nice landings.
And the judges give her a 9.825. And we move right into Becca Clausen. Becca, of course, is senior, one of 3 for Michigan.
And Becca's also changed up her routine for this meet. She normally does a front tuck on the beam, but she has switched it and she did a front tuck mount.
Interesting. And now she's got a back handspring, back layout coming up.
Slightly off, but very difficult series.
Now, Becca usually performs a popa, but I don't see her performing that anywhere. Is there any particular reason that she took it out?
No, I think it was just more of a deduction than it was giving her extra points. So they changed it and she's doing just a switch leap straddle jump.
Okay. That dismount was a front full, and the judges gave her 9.850.
That was a great routine.
Here we see a little bit of Georgia on the floor. This is Tiffany Tolnay. Tiffany's first pass, an Arabian double front.
And great landing on that tumbling pass. And she is just a freshman. Nice leap series.
Coming up is her second pass. This will be a front handspring, front full, front layout.
And another solid landing.
Now, Shanna, recently Michigan dropped in the rankings from number 4 to number 9 after they moved from national averages to the ARC-US. Could you explain to us what this ARC-US ranking system actually is?
Ben, the ARC-US is what they do is you throw out your highest score and you take your top 6, and 3 can only be home scores. And with that, they average your top 6, which allows you to throw out, some of your bad scores earlier on in the season.
Okay, so really that's just a way to kind of even things up so that if your schedule is very home heavy and you're usually favored at home or you get higher scores at home, that kind of even things up a little bit, and it has to be half home and half road.
Yes, I mean, with gymnastics being a judge sport, sometimes people do get favored at home, so they try and even it out and make it fair to everyone.
Terrific. Well, at the end of Tiffany Tolnay's routine, she scored a 9.900. And here we see Tatiana Tina Rego, and she's on beam for Michigan. And she just performed her back layout, back handspring. Now a switch leap straddle jump. Coming up is one of the side elements that you can do. This is a side summy, which is one of my favorite moves here.
And she does it very nicely.
Not a lot of girls do that. And now a round-off double back tuck for this one.
She landed a little short. She was trying to go for that stick, which is nice to see.
The judges gave her a 9.825. Up now for Georgia on the floor is Kelsey Erickson. Her first tumbling pass here, a full in.
And it looked just slightly short, but she definitely covered that up great.
She got a lot of height on that pass. Her second tumbling pass here, a front handspring, front full, front full. And Georgia, of course, #1 team by RQS on vault, on bars, and on floor. On beam, they're #2. So we're definitely facing one of the top teams in the nation here.
And not looking out of place at all. I mean, Michigan has stepped up their competition to compete against Georgia tonight, which is very nice to see with them peaking late in the season.
Yep, Michigan's definitely showing that they can stay with them. And a nice double tuck for that last tumbling pass. It's been a nice job by Kelsey. See what the judges give her here, a 9.875. Stick around, we'll be right back. Welcome back to women's gymnastics at the University of Michigan, everybody. We've got Becky Bernard performing on beam. We're in the third rotation, and Michigan currently is down about 0.3 to the #1 team in the nation, the University of Georgia.
A beautiful flight series by Becky. She's very solid on this event. It's nice to see her back and recovered from her foot.
Oh, but her foot seemed to slip off the beam there on that front handspring.
And that is 0.5 of a deduction for her.
So it's unless Lindsey Bruck does the same, it's unlikely that we'll be using Becky's score in the scoring tonight.
Yes, it's nice because they only count 5 out of 6 scores. We can throw our lowest one out.
And Becky seems a little thrown. She doesn't. I don't see her quite in this the way that we normally see her performing her beam routine.
And that was a round off 1.5, and she was off, and that was another fall.
So only an 8.775 for Becky. But that's all right. She's terrific on bars, and we look forward to having her in the next meet as well. Up now, Katie Keenan. That's a front double full front pipe on her first tumbling pass for floor.
And Katie is a sophomore from Virginia.
Setting up her next tumbling pass here. This will be a double pipe.
Great landings by the Georgia team on their tumbling passes.
You see some of the fans in the background. Michigan's got a tremendous 10.0 booster club. Lots of great supporters for this Michigan team. And it's great. They travel very well. We've seen them at nationals, at Big Tens, and this year we'll see them at regionals since Michigan is hosting regionals at Chrysler Arena on April 8th at 6 o'clock. The final tumbling pass, Katie Keenan, a front full, front layout half.
And that was a nice routine.
And she scores a 9.850. Up last for Michigan on the beam is junior Lindsey Bruck. That's a Miller, named after Shannon Miller, who was in the Olympics back in 1992.
Lindsey does a lot of unique skills in this routine. It's very nice to see.
Got a back handspring, back layout coming up.
And a solid flight series.
Here's one of those interesting moves. A full twisting back handspring swing down.
And she seemed a little crooked on that, but she's hung on very tight.
Definitely need her to hang on. Remember that Becky Bernard did not score very well, so we need to count Lindsey's routine. Another unique move coming up. A straddle jump, and then a Shushanova. And a front full off the side.
It's only a slight hop. That was a beautiful routine.
The judges gave her 9.900. That's just what Michigan needed. For Georgia on floor, we've got Courtney Pipette. This is an Arabian double front.
Oh, great landing. Nice height on that pass.
Setting up her next tumbling pass. This will be a front handspring, front full, front half, Shushanova.
That was very graceful.
Combined a lot of elements into one tumbling pass.
Unique, interesting dance in this routine.
You see in the foreground there some of the Georgia teammates dancing with her. And her last pass is a double pike.
And a stuck landing on that pass as well.
And she scores from the judges a 9.925. And now we get a chance to watch Emily Bridges perform an exhibition for Georgia. First pass is a double pike.
And Emily is a freshman from Luverne, Georgia.
Setting up her second pass, this will be a whip half, front layout half. And very low to the floor. She can get any altitude on that.
Yes, and she will be deducted for that. But this is exhibition, so it won't count towards their team total.
See, of course, some of the dancing done by Georgia in unison with their teammate. Setting up the final pass, a double twist.
And a little bit loose on the form in all three of her tumbling passes, but she landed on her feet.
And she is just a freshman, so she's got time to learn. And Emily scores a 9.725. So we can take a look at the scores here. Michigan on beam, lots of 9.85s, 9.9 by Lindsey. Shanna, what do you think?
It was a great performance by Michigan on the beam. Obviously, Becky's two falls, hurt a little bit in the lineup, but the rest of the lineup stuck together.
And Georgia, solid as always on floor. Maybe a little lower than we would have expected from the #1 team in the nation, but still a very excellent score. Stick around. We've got the final rotation up next. Welcome back, everybody, to Chrysler Arena for the 4th rotation of the University of Michigan versus #1 team in the nation, the University of Georgia. We see Michigan hanging in there with Georgia. Georgia's got the tough one, the beam, coming up, and Michigan's got one of their better routines, the floor. Up first on beam for Georgia is Kelsey Erickson.
Kelsey is a junior from Cincinnati, Ohio.
And that's a back handspring, back layout.
Slightly loose on the knees in that flight series, so solid landing.
And that was a front shoulder roll.
And that was her required down on the beam element.
A switch leap, a straddle jump, and another straddle jump. Kelsey's dismount will be a cartwheel gainer full.
It's a beautiful landing. Great routine to start off Georgia on beam.
And a 9.875. Up now for Michigan is sophomore Nellie Kipley. Right into her double pike for her first pass.
It shows that she had a little too much power on that, but she did stay in bounds.
We see some of the Gymfantry members in the background with those yellow shirts. A great student club that comes out and supports the Maize and Blue. Nellie's second pass, a Rudy.
Nellie's also working a punch front tuck out of that pass, but it's not quite ready for competition yet.
And Nellie's last pass, a front full, front layout.
Very nicely done. Great routine.
Another solid performance by Nellie. She scores a 9.850 for the Wolverine. And we move right in and see Lindsey Bruck on floor. And we'll show you as many of the beam routines for Georgia as we can. Lindsey's first tumbling pass is a double pike.
A very nice double pike.
Now Lindsey's second pass is a front full, front layout.
Lindsey did used to perform the front full front layout for her last tumbling line, but she has switched her second and third passes.
And this tumbling pass is going to be a whip half, front full, front tuck.
And she almost fell on that.
Did step out of bounds, so that is a deduction, right?
Yes. It's a 1/10 of a deduction.
Well, not the best we've seen from Lindsey, but a 9.475, still a respectable score. We will be counting everybody else's. Becca Clausen up now for the Wolverines. Her first tumbling pass will be a double pike.
Really good. Back up.
watching, I'd just like to take a moment to remind everybody, visit umgym.com, www.umgym.com. It's got tons of pictures, video clips from all the events, bios on all the athletes, upcoming meets, and more. And now Becca's second pass, a front full, front tuck.
And another great landing.
Becca's last tumbling pass, a double tuck.
A little low on that landing, but it was a great routine.
The judges give for a 9.825. And up now on floor for the Wolverines is junior Carol McNamara.
Carol has worked so hard on floor this year. It's so nice to see her upgraded her tumbling and doing very well.
Carol's first tumbling pass, a full in.
And a great landing.
Moving right into her second tumbling pass, a front layout, front full.
And that was a switch side popa.
I see a lot of alumni out here in the crowd. This is alumni night. We've got a lot of UM gymnast alumni. Great to see them out here. Hello to all of you who made the trip for alumni night. Thanks for coming. Third pass by Carol McNamara. And this will be a double tuck.
Solid routine by Carol. Great job.
The judges get for a 9.900. Up now on beam for Georgia is Courtney Kupets. It's a back handspring, back layout, back layout.
It's the same flight series that Becca does. And Courtney has scored above a 9.9 on all three events so far this evening.
You can see why she's one of the top gymnasts in the nation. And that was a front tuck wolf jump. Switch leap and a gainer. Nice gainer layout. Back handspring, double tuck for a dismount.
That was an unbelievable routine by Courtney.
And a 9.950. Only that very end bobble probably cost her a 10.0. Up now for Michigan, we've got freshman sensation Tatiana Tina-Rego. Her first pass will be a whip, back handspring, double pike. And Tachi's second pass, a front layout, front full.
Great landing on the first two passes by Tachi. The first one was slightly over-rotated.
Tachi Katie with a lot of eye contact, always smiling at the crowd. She plays with the crowd, doesn't need the chicken dance to get the crowd into it. She does it all with her eye contact. Another example. Tachi's final pass, double tuck.
A little soft on that landing as well, but a great overall routine by Tachi.
Definitely, and a 9.850. We'll move in to see Georgia's last competitor on beam, Katie Heenan. Back handspring, back layout.
A solid landing.
Now a straddle jump. Here's a sheep jump.
That's also performed by Jenny Diley.
Moves right into a front tuck.
That was the required full turn element.
And now Katie does a round off to a double full for a dismount.
And a beautiful routine by Katie as well.
Another 9.950 for Georgia on beam. That'll be tough to beat. I think that just put the nail in the coffin and solidified a W for Georgia tonight. But before they can say anything about the scoring, we'll move on to Katie Lieberman on floor. Her first tumbling pass will be a full in.
Great full in by Katie. It's very nice to see her. She's also worked so hard in getting in this floor lineup, and she's done just that.
Her second tumbling pass, a double pike. This is only the second time that we've seen her here at home because of injury. I'm sure the crowd loves seeing her.
Katie's got a great smile. It's nice to see her smiling out here today.
Setting up her third tumbling pass. This is a front through Rudy.
A great routine.
Absolutely superb. And the judges give her a 9.850. Now we take a look at the scores here. Michigan scoring pretty well. What do you think, Shanna?
There was some great floor routines done here tonight by Michigan. Lindsay had the slight little slip up on her last pass, but overall, I mean, 9.85s and above was a great job for Michigan.
And we see the scores for Georgia on beam. A pair of 9.950s is absolutely unbelievable. Stick around, we'll wrap things up when we come back. Everybody, the University of Michigan Women's Gymnastics. We see the iPod giveaway. Apple is a great sponsor of this meet. And we move right into the event results. Jenny, of course, tying for first place on vault with Kelsey Erickson and Courtney Kupets. On bars, Lauren was up there for third place. Courtney Kupets and Kelsey Erickson again. We see that Lindsay took third on beam with Courtney Kupets and Katie Heenan up there on the podium. On floor, we've got Carol McNamara taking second with Courtney Kupets and Tiffany Tolnay up on the podium. And the all-around goes to three Georgia Bulldogs, Courtney Kupets, Kelsey Erickson, and Katie Heenan. The overall results of the meet, not a big shocker. The number one team stays undefeated. They win by about half a point, but a great showing by Michigan and the best score of their season.
So, Coach, tough victory tonight, but you guys did score your highest score of the season. What kind of emotions are you feeling right now?
You know, for us, we would have loved to have won the meet, but more importantly for us, we got a great score. I think, hopefully this is going to bode well for the future and down the road. I love the energy that I saw on my team tonight and that competitive spirit. We definitely rose to the level of competition, and we made it a very close meet with the #1 team in the country. They're very talented, they're very strong, and they hit. So to be that close to them on a night when they feel like they put 4 events together as well was pretty encouraging.
Terrific. Now, year after year, Michigan schedules tough opponents like Utah, like Georgia, Alabama. How does that help your team?
It helps us because when we get to the national championship at the end of the season, these are not teams that are intimidating to us. We've seen them all during the season. It's just another competition, so it definitely helps us down the road.
Excellent. Now, what will you guys be working on this next week? You've got Michigan State coming up and then Big Tens.
It's never hard to get the team fired up for senior night and Michigan State, so we're just going to be trying to relax and make sure that people are taking care of their bodies and they're ready to come into next weekend fired up and ready to try to repeat this performance.
Are you concerned that it's St. Patrick's Day and that everybody's going to be wearing green?
I hope not. I hope they pay attention to that they're coming to a meet against Michigan State, but you know what? As long as they come, they can wear whatever they want.
Excellent. Thanks a lot, Coach. Terrific performance.
Thank you.
Well, we see Michigan's home schedule. All they've got left are regionals. Michigan does host regionals on Saturday, April 8th at 6 p.m. Tickets will be $5 for students and $8 for adults, available at the door. Shanna, any last words?
No, I thought it was a great job by Michigan, obviously scoring above 197. Unbelievable.
All right. For Shanna Dugan, I'm Ben Hummel. Thanks for watching.